Hello, 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 all you beautiful ones. Here is Sharen D at noon, as promised, for the look of September. That's what you're looking at, the look of September. That's what we're going to work on today. That's what we're going to do. Try to achieve that look. So let's get started, okay? So the first thing I generally do is I do like to make sure that my lipstick, my makeup, my eyeshadow is where I put it. I'm not one of those chicks that enjoys going into the bathroom in the middle of the day several times to do a makeup check. I want to know when I put it on, it's where I put it, and it's going to stay there. So to make sure of that, I do a couple of things. One, I use a primer, even though I'm not putting on foundation. Those of you that have watched me for a while know that I don't put on foundation. And the reason I don't put on foundation is that I have this, this tsunami-like hot flashes that goes along with being me. I'm just taking a second here to share this out to some of the places that I hang out in. If I can find the broadcast, here we go. So I'm going to share it to some of the makeup groups. If you're in any makeup groups, please share. If you're not, just share it anyway. Because as they say, sharing is caring. So let's get this information out there to a few people. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share it here to some makeup groups who like seeing that kind of thing. So hopefully you're doing the same for me. I appreciate that very much to share it out. Okay, so as I said, I start off with putting on a primer. Even though I'm not putting on foundation, I put on the primer on my eyelids, a little under my eyelids because I'm going to probably put a little concealer there, and on my lips. So the purpose of that is to make sure that I'm not having to go check on my makeup in the course of the day, because I really don't have that kind of time. And actually, if I did, I'd use it for something else. So when I put my makeup on in the morning, I want to know that it's where I put it. So that's a base primer, a base silicone primer that you would use under foundation. Now I'm also going to use a little primer that's specifically for eyebrows. For eyelids. So I'm using an anti-red because what you're seeing with my eyes is looks darker. The lids right in here look darker, but it's what it is redness. So I'm going to just take a little bit. You don't need much. I want to show you in terms of the difference, though, when you use a primer as opposed to when you don't use a primer. A paper towel. I love paper towels. They're my best friend. So I'm going to use a little bit of primer in the areas that I will be putting the makeup, the eyeshadow on. Putting a little down there too, because I may put like a drop shadow. So priming is important. So let me take a minute to show you why priming is important. Okay, I'm going to put a little primer here. Almost quite a bit, a lot. I didn't need that much to show you. And I'm going to take a color from any color, just pick a color, doesn't matter. I'm going to just pick a color. I'm going to go with this closest green here. that is out of the Arizona. So I'm going to put it over here. Okay, I took quite a bit. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the area where I put the primer. And so you can see, here's the area that I put the primer right near my thumb. Get it in the picture. But here's the area that I didn't put the primer. So, case closed, why you need a primer. Why you need a primer. It helps it to keep the color true, and it helps it to stay all day. And that is what you want, right? You want it to stay all day. So, now I've got green eyeshadow all over my hand, but we're going to continue on. So I have put on a base primer that you would generally use under foundation. I do that for me because, as I said, I have these hot flashes that are more accurately classified as tsunamis. So to prevent and to help my makeup to stay on, I put the base primer on. Then I go ahead and put on an eyeshadow primer that's specifically for eyeshadow. I also, this is the world according to Sharen D, I like to set the primer. So I just take a little translucent powder, not a lot. Again, it's extra steps now, but I don't have to visit the bathroom anytime during the day. I don't even think about that, going and checking my makeup, because I know it's where I last saw it. So here we go. Who do we have here? One comment. Okay. So, yeah, I am, I guess it's just the platform. On the platform. Let me take that. So, as I said, I put a base primer. I like to set my primer. In addition to that, I like to be able to just know that it is where I put it. Yeah. Okay. So I see I have 4 people. Drop me emojis. Say something. Hello. Let me know you're out there. So we're going on to the September look. Let me go ahead and put that up again so you can see what we're working with. So it is featuring the violet. The violet, radiant violet is what it's featuring. And why is it not right where I put that? That's crazy. Of course. Sometimes trying to work with your eye without your eyeglasses becomes a bit of a problem. Okay. So I do not see that. So what we will be putting on is all of the colors in Cabaret. So what we're doing, one more place and then we're going to go on, because I just hate looking for stuff. It's just buzzy. Okay, so I'm going to spray my brush. I like to be able to do that. That's another way of keeping it on. So I'm going to spray the brush with our setting spray, because the formula that I'm using is a formula that is wet or dry. Now, of course, if you're using it wet, it is going to stay longer. It's going to have a more intensified look. So I'm going to go with the, let me pull up that picture one more time. I'm going to go with covering my eyelid with the deepest color in the Cabaret palette. Then I'm going to cover the whole eyelid. You see, it's very, very pigmented, very pigmented. Again, adding the setting spray makes a huge difference. So go ahead and cover both eyelids. So let's go back to the picture here. So on the picture, I'm going to make it the solo for a moment so you can see it. It has the violet radiance, but for some reason the violet radiance is hiding from me. So we're moving on and just going to go ahead and use the color that is in the Cabaret palette. So now we've got that lid already covered completely. We're going to go ahead and use our transition color on the outer part of our eyelid. And again, that is in the Cabaret. So I tend to do this. I go to the furthest spot toward the innermost of my lid in terms of where I want it. I don't start from the outside. I start on the inside and then work out, because I tend to get too much on the outside and then have to spend way too much time blending. So I'm going to start right here and just work it where I want it. And I want a little bit in the crease. And I want it to kind of come, sort of make a V right in there. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite eye, come to the innermost location I want it to be, which is usually, like if I'm looking forward, it would be on the outermost part of the iris. If I'm looking straight, that is. Okay, so I'm going to get a little in here, in the crease, and right in there. So again, we are doing this September look. So I'm just applying right now. It's a little bit more in here. As I said, I start where I want it, the furthest that I want it to come in, and then work outward. Okay, so that is that one. So now we're going to go to the lighter color in the Cabaret. Little spray. Again, the spray is another assurance that I don't have to check what is going on my face later on in the day. This gives me a little bit of security, keeps me from having to waste that kind of time. So I'm going to go toward the inner side of my eye, and I'm going to put the lighter color. Okay, so right now I'm just merely placing it. I'm going to go ahead and take you off of the picture so you can see better. I'm merely just placing where I want it. And so where I want it is where it is. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend. So I would take a ponytail brush, which is also called a blender, because this is actually what makes the magic happen. When you place your makeup where you want it, this is what brings it all together. So I'm going to actually start with the lighter color and blend it inward. Do the same thing over here. Then I'm going to move to the darker and blend it inward. So anytime you're not happy with how your makeup is looking, you keep blending. Yeah, you keep blending. Same thing on this side. I'm going to blend, get it where I want it, make them become family so that it's all working together. So you see there, I'm going to pop the picture back up really briefly. So now to line. Now to line. I can make that picture bigger this way. Yeah, okay, that works. That'll be good. Okay, now to line. Now on there, they have a pencil, a purple pencil. I am going to switch that out as well. She keeps switching it out, huh? So how is this the September look, Sharen? I'm going to switch it out, and because I want to, I like my ink, well, not ink, Kajal. I love my Kajal for tight lining. So I'm going to go ahead and tight line on my lower lid. And tight lining is basically just putting it on the inner side of your lid. And I'm going to do the same up here. And that is just to bring definition to your eyelashes. It helps your eyelashes to be fuller, more defined, helps bring out your eyes. I do it all the way on both upper and lower. And this is something that, it takes practice to get where you can comfortably do this. I kind of just basically close my eyelid around it, and just after years and years of doing it, you still make mistakes though. That's okay, because a mistake is easily fixed by popping on just a little bit of primer in the area where you messed up. Wonderful, huh? Don't have to worry about being mistake free. So hello to all of you who are popping on. Give me a sign that you're here. Pop a emoji in there. Make a comment. Say hello, and I will shout you out. I am excited about this year, this time of year. I love fall. I love it. It's just, wow, it is my season. So I'm going to go and fix the little area that I goofed on. Yeah, right there. So simple, so easy to fix. Blend it out. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and I did the tight lining with black. A trick that you want to probably incorporate as you get closer to my age, is to put a lighter color on the inner side of your lower lid, because as you get older, it pulls the lids kind of pull away from the loss of collagen. So by putting a silver or white liner, it helps to pop it out. So I love the silver. And it's not really a bright thing where you're trying to figure out. Not really where you're trying to figure out what's happening, because it just absolutely flows in there very well. So now it has on the picture, I'm going to pop that up again. It has the purple liner. And what I'm going to do is use our inkwell. I'm going to use our inkwell in a burgundy. That's purple, right? Since pretty much our palette is in the purple family, I'm going to use one of our inkwells. It is a liquid liner, long lasting, and you can really get the tips right where you want it. So I'm going to just line in very thin across my lashes and just on the bottom halfway in. And the reason I don't cover the bottom all the way is I want my lashes to stay open, stay outward. So that's why I do that. So again, I'm going to just do the lower part, and I am not really worrying about the line being really, really straight, and you will see why in a minute. So again, I don't put the bottom lash all the way across because I want it to have an openness to it. I want it to feel and look as though my eyes are still open, particularly being that I'm an eyeglass wearer. Those are just some tricks that you learn over the years to help your eyes to stand out even with glasses on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this really cool brush that I have, very, very, very thin brush that I absolutely adore. Let me see. Oh, this is crazy. Everything is just not where I put it at all. Okay. So I will not use that brush. I will use an angle brush. But what I'm going to do is again spray it. And I am then going to go to the darkest color on the cabaret. So the darkest color, and I'm going to use the shadow as a liner on top of the liner that I just put on there. And I kind of use my angle brush, angling it in both ways. That's just me. Okay, I'm going to go back and do a little underneath. And I'm actually going to do that a little little deeper than I did the liner. Okay, original liner. So again, here I'm going to go to the second part. I'm going to go using my angle brush inwardly, and then turning it and using it from the other angle outwardly. So yes, it's fall. Every fall, no matter how hot it is, because I just love my boots. I love wearing boots. I love it. So every fall, irregardless to if it's 110 degrees, I'm putting on my boots. And yes, I am wearing my boots because that is the love of, one of the loves of my life is boots. Boots, lipstick, and earrings. And I'm a happy gal. Well, and bags. So here we are now. We have the eyes, except for, of course, the eye mascara to finish it off. I'm going to, I think actually before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use on our brow define and lift. Brow define and lift. It has the duo. It has the eyebrow on one side, pencil on one side, and the highlighter on the other. I'm going to actually take it and just put a little bit in the inner corner of my eye, the highlighter. That's that. That's that. Next, I will go ahead and do the mascara. I'm using our Weightless Volume. I hadn't used it for a while, and I just decided to let me try it out. It has been a while. And it is a big difference. It is a huge difference, especially if you've been using waterproof mascara, which is of course a heavier, denser product. The advantages, of course, of waterproof, not only being waterproof, is waterproof also curls your lashes as well. My lashes really naturally grow up, so I rarely worry about that part. So I'm going to go ahead and put this weightless on. Because I tight lined, I'm not going to be very concerned about getting volume. I'm just going to go for length. So when you're just going for the length, you can just run it across the tops of your lashes at first. I used to do lash extensions, but I am a picker. So when it didn't feel right, I was picking and peeling, and I ended up taking out my eyelashes. I know, stupid, right? Very, very stupid. So, oh, and you have seen my video about not pumping your mascara. If you haven't, it should be on this page. If it's not, it's definitely on my YouTube page. I get comments about that one frequently. You want to not pump your mascara for several reasons. One, it gets too much air in there and it dries out your mascara fast. Second, pumping it allows bacteria to get in there for the same reason of adding additional air. It allows bacteria to breed and to set up a perfect environment for infection. So you just stick it in and you just pull it out, period. Again, I'm going to start just by running it across the tops of the lashes because I really faked the fullness, so to speak, with tight lining it. So and I'm telling you, this weightless mascara, it really, I'm like, you don't even notice you have it on. And once you wear this, if you wear it for a couple of days and then you put on another one, you definitely know there's a difference. You definitely know. You definitely know there's a difference when you get on this weightless. Weightless, weightless, weightless. Yeah, it is lovely. It's not waterproof. Now, you know, though, you can mix your mascaras. You can put on one that has the different benefits you want, and then you can also add the waterproof with it. Some people would say put the waterproof on first because it curls and makes them more stiffer, and then you add whatever else you want. If you want volume, if you want length building or whatever. But other people, by the same token, say you put on the waterproof last so that you can maintain all of those benefits that you get from having the waterproof. Okay, here we go. So now we are going to be looking at, we did the eyes. I'm going to cover up a little under my eyelids, under my eyes, with a little bit of concealer. Just a little. I don't do well using it because it really doesn't have a chance. It's not a very warm day today, although it's supposed to get warm. So here we are. Now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to another thing I changed out. Okay, I have changed out the color on the blush. On here it has the peony, and I'm going to show you that color. Let me put it on this is a cream blush. That is the peony. It's a little bit more pink than let me get it right there, than I would wear. We also have some over here too. I brought the mauve over to show you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I thought was more conducive for me. It's still in the cream formula, but it's called Toffee. And I will put that on. Hello. I will put that on under there. And I put a lot more on than I did of the other one, so you really aren't going to get a good. But it's darker. It's darker. It's more orange, more brown. And I think that's more me. I think that's just totally more me. So we're going to go with that. So I'm going to do a little dab of the cream blush. I'm going to do the fish face, of course. And I'm dotting up. I'm dotting and I'm swirling with the fish face. And I'm going to do the same over here, dotting and swirling. Okay, once I get it dotted where I want it, then I'm going to go ahead and just blend where I need it. Okay. Blush is not an everyday thing for me either. Again, the tsunamis, I just really limits me on what I can really put makeup through. So for me, it's just really more important to make sure that my skin is having the 3 H's. The 3 H's of skincare, according to Sharen D, is healthy, hydrated, and happy. If your skin is hydrated and healthy, it is going to be happy. So that's what I focus on, is making sure that my skin has lots of nutrients and lots of hydration, so that I don't have a whole lot that I have to cover up, even as I move very closely into 40. I am going to divert from the picture and check out some contouring, because we have this really cool contouring palette that just came out. It gives you 2 of your highlighting and 2 of your contouring. So I'm going to take the 2 center colors. I'm going to highlight just a little bit above my cheeks. And I like to do the dotting because it gives you a little more control. Do the dotting first and then come back up and blend it. Okay. And I'm going to put the highlighting where I would naturally have a natural light, which would be right in here, the tip of my nose and my chin, and a little there. So I'm going to just go with, what would naturally happen if I was in the sun. Okay. Then I'm going to take the contour, the lighter, the darker, the lighter of the dark contours, and just going to put a little around here. Again, I love my dotting. I love it because you just have better control. So I'm going to dot, 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 and then blend. My husband just got home. He's going to be like, "Oh, you never wear that much makeup," because I don't. I don't. I wear eyeshadow and eyeliner, and do my eyebrows, and I have to have my lipstick. Of course, lipstick therapy. But as far as blush and foundation and contouring, that's not something that's really part of my day. So here we are now. We almost have that whole look completed, except the main event. Well, actually, in this case, it's not the main event. Truly, 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 ladies, if you are going for a bold eye, which for me, this is a bold eye, then you want to tone down the lips. If you're going for a bold lips, tone down the eyes. Don't make the focus fight. No fighting. No fighting. So in this picture, in this look, we are going, let me raise it up for you to see that really clearly. We are going with a soft nude, which is our soft kiss in our new liquid mattes. Liquid mattes, they are so fabulous. Oh, so it tells you that you need to line. So I am using nudes and browns. I advise you, anytime you're using pencils, if they're not the automatic pencil, always swirl in your sharpener before you use it. No matter how sharp it looks, go ahead and swirl at least once, because it gets off any excess and debris that might be there, and it keeps you from scratching your lips with the wood pencil, and it helps not to tug on your skin. And as you get older, that's a big concern. No tugging on the skin. None. So my famous lip application starts with X marks the spot. So I start at the highest point of the Cupid's bow on my right side, and I pull it in this way. From the tip of the right to the left, to the lower left. I start here at the left, and I pull it to the right. Again, I get that Cupid's bow nice and clear. I even take a finger and do that. One more time. So this particular lipstick says you line your whole lips. Now, there are different formulas and different manufacturers that say different things. So you do want to take a peek at the instructions on your box, because some of them tell you to just line the outside. Some of them tell you do not line at all. And some of them tell you, as this one does, to line your whole entire lip. So if you want to get the best out of your product, you want to use it the way the manufacturer suggests. Okay. Okay. So I have completely lined the lips. So now we're ready for this fabulous lipstick. Liquid matte. I love it. Long lasting, full coverage. What's not to love? And a nude color. So I'm going to go the same thing I did with the pencil, with X marks the Cupid's bow, I do with the lipstick. So I go right at the right tip, the highest point, and go at diagonally left. I do the same thing on the other side, from left to diagonally right. And then I'll go ahead and fill it in. And it's the same thing with the lipstick. As I said with the mascara, pumping it only serves to not get more product on there, which is the reason you're doing it. But it serves to dry your product out faster, and it serves to introduce bacteria into an area that's sealed. So it's fine to go back in, but don't pump. So this is the nude. This is the soft kiss in our liquid matte formula that I am so loving. I'm loving the formula. I don't know about that particular color on me. That's kind of a little nude for me. But let's take a peek and see how we did for the September. What do you think? Now, of course, I spent nearly 45 minutes doing this. You do not, of course, take that much time when you're not talking and teaching and explaining and that kind of thing. So you could easily do this look in 10 minutes, easily 10 minutes. So I encourage you to check out the last few days of September. We do have a fabulous package on the, you can get your eyeshadow trio and the eyeshadow primer for $22. You also have a set where you can get the eyebrow lift dual with the radiant, with the high pigmented, high definition single eyeshadows, which was one of them we were supposed to try out, which was the radiant violet, but for some reason I can't even see it. I hate that. That's my favorite one, and that really would have made it a different. It would have been different. It would have been different. But the palette that we used was the Cabaret, and it definitely served its purpose, which is what is on the look of the page. So these are some of the palettes, each one of them that we offer. You can see on my pages I have a look with the Mystic. No, not that one. It was a different one. It was must have been it was Mystic Romance. So it must have been that was a special introduction. But the one that would be the closest to that would be Mystic, of course. What we did today again was Cabaret. I showed you the color. What I showed you on my hand was from the Romance. I said it was the Arizonan, but it was not. The Arizonan has more of a greeny, it has two greens and a more orange. Then we have several really great nudes, cappuccino and nude, that are excellent. So take advantage of that $22 for the eyeshadow palette and the eyeshadow primer together. Awesome. Also, we still have the lipsticks on sale. 3 for $23. You can get 2 for $19, but the better deal clearly is 3 for $23. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hanging out with me. One more thing to do to finish off this look is to spray. Oh, I love it. I love it. So we're done for today. Actually, I'll be back later on this evening. I'm going to share with you some of the highlights for fall and holiday. I am excited about this season. I truly am. So you guys have an awesome, awesome day this Tuesday. I want you to know that, as always, I value you and I value your time. Thanks for spending it with me. You have a great day. Bye-bye.